So, how's it going?
Oh, not too bad, thank you.
Yeah, it's alright. So, how's progress going?
It's going okay. To be honest, it's going okay. done a bit of filming. Haven't actually put it together, so it's a bit rambling in terms of I think all the shots. I've only done 2 scenes. I kind of got a bit lost on kind of what I should do for a third or whatever 4th scene or 3rd scene. So far, I've only done 2 scenes.
Okay. So you've got.
So I redid the shot with my girlfriend upset and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Basically, it's the same shots, just with natural lighting. I did it in the middle of the day, so I think it comes out.
So would you crop this then to be sort of a banner?
Yeah, that's also what I was thinking about. I want to try and stick with it,
Mhm.
but I think the second scene is more or less I think I struggle cropping it to a banner and keeping the quality because it's more of a distance kind of shot. I think this could probably still fit maybe in a banner with maybe 1 or 2 more tries, but oh, that's not.
So what's your current plan for how it's going to work then? If possibly not a banner, I mean, what's
I'm not really too sure.
so last week we discussed how it's going to be. So your idea of having it on the ice straight away,
Yeah.
and panning out, which I think was a good one.
Mm.
But within that banner size, so you have the banner of the eyes,
Yeah.
kind of like a resting image, and then you pan out so that you can then see that this is actually not some alarming situation, but some quite mundane, normal situation.
Yeah.
So where are we with that then?
I think with the first scene I could probably still work around with it. Like today I'm gonna edit what I've got into banner width and see how it works. But with the second scene,
So what is the second scene?
the second scene's Jack, Jude and Phil at a bus stop.
Mm.
Jude kind of is listening to the conversation and kind of zones out in his own little world.
Mm.
I tried to capture him looking like he's thinking to himself.
Mm. So you got that stuff?
Yeah, I got it, but it's a bit muddled up, and there's a lot of clips where they took a long time to get to the point of where they were listening. This might be it. Because we all live in the same house together, it took them a while to kind of get into taking it serious. And I was trying to battle with the rain.
Mm.
Yeah, see, but I got to go through them all, but basically I was standing there yesterday, and I was right on the edge of the curb basically, and I was like, I'm still very much close. I didn't. This was with a 25 to 135 millimeter lens, and then I switched to the macro with Jude's face later on.
But I think if it seems to me that that's the feature of this video. That's what you're saying is the concept is that you're starting close macro on the eyes, and yet you're then panning out. So I think you need to go with that and work out ways of like the scenario can change. Like that's completely in your control.
Yeah.
To choose different locations, different topics. But I think you need to have that structure. I think it needs to be the same in each one. So because this is advertising, so it needs to be really clear and really strong what this is. So looking at this, that you've got that. If you've never seen this before, why there's eyes, someone crying.
Yeah.
And then it's revealed, and we talked about maybe that would almost be like an interaction. Maybe you kind of see the eyes, they're on some kind of loop. When you roll over, it then comes out.
Yeah.
If you did that, you could then remove some of the crop. So think about how banner ads work sometimes. If you click on them or roll over them, you then see a larger form of the
If it
video.
extends, I can go back to a normal video.
Yeah, so it could be then the win, but you've then got to think about how that would actually work.
Yeah.
So
Maybe when I leave here, I'm going to stay around till for the support. I'll be here until the start. I might storyboard, actually draw some ideas out.
yeah,
Because I think if I draw it out, I mean, that's the problem. I like kind of where it's going in terms of with the eyes and I like the banner idea and stuff. It's just I think I'm not taking into consideration 100% the banner, and I'm probably doing it after.
I think it's important to do that because that's what's making this a bit more unique. Exactly. And this isn't, because after all, if you just present us with like 5-10 seconds of footage, that's not much of a video project on its own, right? That's not going to mark very highly at all. In fact, it might not be able to be marked.
Yeah,
it's just a few little clips, basically, of video, not sort of third year level. So you're elevating this by saying, actually, this isn't just a few clips of video. Those clips of video are being used as part of a digital media campaign. This is something that exists online. It's not video, and here's just a video file. This is something that will only exist on a website. You know, that's its environment. It's going to be on a website. It's been designed specifically for that, so it only really works in that environment.
Yeah.
But maybe you could create different versions that work somewhere else. That's something you could talk about as a sort of evolution of the project.
Yeah.
But this is, the things you produce are designed as banner ads that would go on certain websites, and you can even think about what those websites are, maybe.
Yeah.
So that may help you work out the exact dimensions and everything. You know, where do you get these kind of banner ads? Who's your target audience? We want to see that you considered all this, and therefore the video is just to serve this bigger digital media campaign. So you've built that in order to create this campaign.
Right.
And that you've really thought about the digital elements of it. That, yeah, banner ads are exactly the size, and there are these bigger issues within banner ads that no one looks at them, or they're really thin, so you can't get a lot of detail happening straight away, but you have got this facility to make it larger, to make it bigger.
Yeah.
So it shows that you know that landscape, you know banner ads, you know how they work, you know what the functions and abilities of them are, and you know how they work in terms of whether they're successful or not. And so as you've said, you want that kind of really striking image to begin with.
Yeah.
You don't just want to put a whole load of information on the screen.
No, exactly.
People are going to look at that. So having some image which is encouraging people to sort of maybe swipe over it or something, and then they're going to get a larger format of that.
Okay.
So everything's got to be geared up for that.
Yeah.
So you've really got to sort of do the research into that and know what you're producing, but also put some thought into creating something original in that space. So you're not creating a video that's going to be on a TV, it's going to be in cinema or something. You're creating a video that is specifically for that format, the banner ad format. So if it's going to expand out, really think about how you can use that to the best. What's the best way of using that feature where you roll over a banner ad and it sort of doubles its height, maybe.
Right.
You can get those, so how would that work? And maybe it's less about you pulling out physically with the camera, pulling the zoom out. It's more about maybe there is a whole shot, but it's cropped. That could be another way of doing it. And that maybe when you roll over it, it expands. Maybe it's not just as soon as you roll over, boom, it's double width.
Gradual.
It actually physically moves down. You get revealing happening that way.
Okay, yeah.
That could be another option if you're struggling with kind of the practicalities of going from a macro to a wide angle. So you can play around with those, but you need to be getting that in place. And also, I think the quality of the video needs to be a lot better. It can't be, and we talked about last time. You don't want this to look like just a student project you just shot with your mates at home or around the corner or something. Be smart with it. Yeah. Inevitably, it probably is going to be with your mates. It's going to be, it is a student project, so it hasn't got like big budget and everything. But there's things you can do to sort of hide. So it's already better that it's outside in a general location rather than sort of in a student house, for example.
Right. Okay.
What else can you be doing? That the shot needs to be good. You want to get it well lit. You want to think about that. You want to think about maybe post production. How you're going to make it really sing as a shot. Remember that first shot's got to be really, it's got to be vivid. It's got to be something you want to click on or swipe over. So how are you going to do that? How are you going to make it really kind of stick out? So you don't want it sort of slightly badly lit, shot, a bit grainy, colours a bit washed out. So how are you going to set the shot up in the first place that you can get it done nicely, but also is the stuff you can do afterwards? Can you colour grade it? Can you put it through post-production to sort of bring out those colours a little bit more to make it really good quality? So we're not looking at it thinking, oh no, you just shot that with a P2 and on the corridor of the university or something. Because apart from anything, as I said before, I think this is for your portfolio.
Yeah.
And it will quite quickly look dated if it is sort of set in those environments.
Yeah.
You want this to be something you're showing for the next few years without feeling slightly embarrassed that that was one of my housemates and we weren't taking it seriously, it wasn't that good. Shall make it look pretty pro. But in terms of the scenarios, what else are you thinking of showing them? You want to get a few of these videos maybe? So what's the scenario in each one?
In terms of what's going to play out?
Yeah.
I would like to stick with what I've roughly got, but I'm not too sure whether, I don't know whether to, because that's the problem is, if I just kind of getting everyone, I wouldn't mind doing it on the old campus because obviously it's studios and stuff.
Yeah.
If I need to do it indoors.
I mean, if you can get studios, but get them booked because it's instantly going to look so much better. You get better control over the lighting. You can control the time better. Then you're not worrying about it getting dark or whatever. So try and do stuff that is studio based for those things which are interiors. For the exterior ones, you've got a bus stop, fine. But then how are you going to organise that? If it's going to be something that's better filmed on the other side of the road, then maybe make it a night shoot and have it on a road that's going to be quite quiet, that you can manage, okay, we've got a couple of minutes here, there isn't a car coming through, right, and do the shot. But then think about lighting, how's that going to look? So, all these are decisions you have to make as a filmmaker to try and squeeze the best quality out of this. Everything you should be thinking, is this the best lighting I've got? Is this the best location that I can find?
Yeah.
Is this the best layout of the shot? Always be pushing it to be like a really good quality, because remember, you're having to get all your marks for this particular part of the minor project out of what's quite a small amount of material. So everything within it is going to be like top notch, and like that's the best example of it as it can be. Basically.
100%.
So plan your scenarios around that, and yes, you need to start getting them. You need to start seeing those shots and those good shots coming out, because then you're probably going to want to think about how are you going to show this to us? If this is going to be sort of an interaction, it's going to be in a banner ad, right? If it was just going to be a locked off banner ads, in a way you can just film that, crop it, in post-production to that size, and you could put that on a website, or you could, it'd be easy just to drop it into embed somewhere to look at it.
Yeah.
It's going to be interactive, then that's going to be a bit of programming. How are you going to do that? How are you going to show it? It might be something that you can do like in After Effects. So you could kind of mock up a web page in After Effects and have someone, have the shot there, then have someone, the cursor almost scroll over it, and then in After Effects sort of expand it out. Right. So it's not actually interactive, but you're almost sort of showing a video, a constructed video of how it would work. That could be one way of going if you don't want to do sort of all the coding. But
coding starts to kind of change. I kind of have coded the very basic, but I have coded a website for the radio.
Okay.
So I actually enjoy it, so that might change.
Yeah.
You might see me with I might try it over Christmas or something, but maybe for the presentation, maybe get something.
Yeah, so maybe for the presentation, that'd be good to sort of mock up in After Effects.
Yeah.
And then work towards over Christmas. How can we get that working so it is actually, this is a real web page you can go to. It doesn't really matter what's on the page, you can just get a screenshot of Facebook or something like that. But then have it so that we as the assessors can go, right, I can see this thing on a loop. If I roll the mouse over, boom, it's actually expanding out, or the video's playing further, or whatever that it is that the interaction is playing.
Okay.
And start getting those shots in. So you've got like a bus stop one, you've got
someone upset, but I don't. That's all I can kind of say is it's just someone's upset. There's not really a purpose or reason behind.
I mean, what we were discussing last time about the fact that it doesn't really need to be. I think that's the.
Is that still
that's
okay?
The concept of the videos. There doesn't need to be a reason why they're upset.
Right.
Don't oversell that, because really that's the point of the video, is that everything may seem fine. You're with your mates, or you're you're having a normal day. Sat at the bus stop, or you're doing the cooking, or whatever it is. It's a normal scene. So why is this person in tears in the middle of it all? And that's the thing you're playing with, is that You know, you may think, or mate's all right, for example, you may think everything's hunky-dory, seems all right, down the pub, you know, but actually sort of internally almost, you know, he's in tears, he's upset in some way. And that's the message you're trying to reinforce, is that it's not just people who are in these extreme scenarios, they're being beaten by their husband and they're, you know, they've had some terrible loss in their life and therefore they're depressed. And of course those people are depressed, but actually from a suicide point of view, it's, you know, it's the people you should be worried about, almost the people you don't think, oh, it's all right, no, it's fine, what's the matter? But actually there might be something going on that it's, so if you're feeling like that and you see this advert, you're sort of feeling, oh, I'm not alone, you know, and also feeling that you don't have to have some massive disaster in your life in order to look for support. It could just be your life is normal, it's getting on fine, but things inside aren't going well. You just, you know, you're not feeling yourself, you're feeling depressed.
Yeah.
So that's a message that's part of your audience, is people who are feeling that. And the other part of your audience is people who maybe don't feel like, who do feel fine, but think their mates or their wife or their children or something are all fine. But actually there's a turmoil going on inside and they're upset. So I think having a normal situation where there is no explanation of why someone should be upset or depressed in that situation is fine. It's that, in fact, you want that contrast to be, that's what people will be thinking, like, why is this person weeping when they're just in the supermarket, you know, why is this person weeping when they're watching a film with their mates, you know, that's not so good, you might weep as well, you know what I mean, like some mundane, normal situation, someone in the middle of it all in tears, very upset, what's how that makes you as the viewer think, what's going on here, and find out more, then the campaign starts to work. So you can choose these sort of normal activities where there is no reason why someone would be upset at it, put people in there who are upset, and then sort of do the reveal and then have, you probably need that through text or something, saying, you know, some strap line around that, like explaining why people are looking like that. But you need to find those situations, and the fact that they're mundane should make it easy. And in a way, try and get a few of them, you know, just try and get, you know, record more maybe than you're going to use if you can, and then choose the best ones. I mean, they should be quick and easy to set up if you have got some people to appear in them. But try and get it so it's lit well, that you know, everything is set up so it's actually a good shot, you know, it's crisp focus, all that white balance, all that kind of stuff is good. So you've got a good piece of video to then work with afterwards. So find those situations, and I think also really stick strictly to your format. Whatever your format's going to be, if it's going to be like, as we described before, like an actual zoom out, then have that. Think, okay, so I've got the people here, so you're the person I'm going to focus on, so I'm crisp on you, and then time it almost. So each one takes 10 seconds, zoom out, and then the shot stops off. And if you're still going to have someone coming in and doing the shoulder thing, then have that happen in exactly the same way each time. You know, and it's happening at the same point, same thing, same kind of gesture. Yeah. Because those are the consistent things that will bring us together as a campaign, and also will give you some structure. Yeah. So it's not like each one you're making up afresh. You know, each time I've got my people I'm filming here, right, time it. This is going to be 10-second pull out. Then someone comes in, hand on. That's 3 seconds. Then cut. We're out. That's done. Right. Move on to the next one. So have that structure in place so that you can see that this is a really consistent thing. So again, in advertising, you see that all the time, where there's some theme that runs through it. Yeah. The theme will be very carefully the same each time. The character will be the same, or the action will be the same. Everything else may change around it, but the bit that you're trying to really sell will be consistent. So people understand that this is all part of one campaign. That this is, you know, the rules are the same in each advert. You can start recognizing, oh, this is one of those adverts. I'll see which one this is. All that kind of stuff, you know. Yeah. So work that out, and if it's not a zoom pan out and it's an interactive sort of reveal, then work out how that's going to work. That means less work up front filming it, because it may mean that you've just got one locked off shot, where you've got, you know, the work out how you can have, you know, someone's face fully visible, but then also reveal the rest. How that's going to work, but it's up to you which way you go with that. Okay. But make sure that it's consistent through each of the videos that you do. So other projects.
Yeah. Basically got a very small web page coded up. of just kind of off the basis. I still got to get some stuff off Rick. So it's going to be this kind of page. This is all obviously stuff that, because I don't really know what to put in because we've got to write abouts and stuff. So Rick's going to write it out. I'm just going to put it all in, and I've managed to embed SoundCloud into it.
Nice.
There is an episode on there if you'd like to have a little listen.
Okay.
Because I said to Rick if we can get one up there, because I did say last week I'll show you.
Give me a glass of it.
Right up. Yeah. Fonterina. Here we go. One Fonterina. Cool. Sauce FM. That's saucy, isn't it? Is it? Very saucy. One Fonterina. Got cars and your money and all your fancy real things. But guess what? I'm alright. So, Webmasters, that was something I was thinking about. Oh, bless. Oh, dear, Webmasters. Well, should we play another tune then? Yeah, let's do it. Alright, let's do it. This is Once Around the World by Barry John Boy.
So is this like a full, is this just a full recorded show? Have you edited this down?
This is actually edited down. This was 2 hours compiled into
Okay.
34 minutes.
Okay.
But I think
And how have you done those edits? Have you kind of, are you top and tailing it? Have you got sort of introducing the whole thing, or have you got like, stings in between each section where you've made a cut? How do you?
I think it's kind of, this is the problem. I don't actually, I'm in the studio with Rick, but I don't actually go around and edit with him. I've been focusing on this because I kind of didn't know it'd be this way forward.
Yeah.
But I think Rick's got the song. I don't think he's got the whole song in there.
Because I think that'd be nice. If what you're doing is creating a sort of blog page, maintaining the blog page, and a podcast, try and get in on that a bit more. So I think we'll want to see that you're doing some of the sound editing as well.
Yeah.
And maybe it's that, you are compiling it, because you could have sort of different voices. Sometimes you get this, that you get like the whole show, or a fairly complete version of the whole show, maybe with some gaffes and stuff taken out of it.
Yeah.
But, you've got the full show, but then you've got a really condensed 20-30 minute podcast within that each week you would download that, and it's going to be like 30 minutes. It's not going to be the full show. It's not maybe going to have all the music in it, for example. So it might just be sort of the chat in between. I can get that on podcast, because apart from anything, you can't, for copyright reasons, put the music in the show.
Yeah, exactly.
You're kind of broadcasting music without the license.
Yeah.
So that might be something that you can do. Say, okay, well, we've got the full version of the show, but I'm then going to edit out of that a podcast. So when we go through to a tune or something, that's when I'll create a cut, or I'll cut around it, so you don't even listen to how radio shows do it. Sometimes they'll say, okay, we're going to a tune, and then it's literally sort of a cut and a sting, and then it goes out to the other sides. But mostly they try and be a bit smarter than that. Say the big boys and like BBC and everything will do things where they just cut out the chat, and they cut it before you sort of get to the end of the chat and say, okay, well, we'll talk a bit more about that in a second, but, first of all, here's a song from Badly John Boy. Like, you don't even get to that stage. You just sort of cut all the elements of the sort of entertainment, the chat or whatever it is. You try and keep that as a fairly consistent, just talk through. So you can listen to the whole thing and not really realise that there was even music in the show.
Right, okay, yeah.
And that takes some smart editing, to think, like, where am I going to make a cut? And inevitably there'll be stages where you do need to put a sting or something, because you can't literally just sort of cut from one topic to another one. That's fine, but use them smartly and think, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
So I think it would be good to see you doing some of that sound editing, and then also continuing to actually develop it as a site. I think what else goes into that site. So it's good you've got the site up and running now. Like visually, I think you're going to need to do a lot more on that to make it.
100%. The problem is, I spoke to Rick, and literally the colour scheme is black and white.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. You can still do loads of interesting stuff in black and white.
Yeah, there's going to be a background image. I'm going to make it so when you scale the web page, it scales with that and stuff like that.
Scale-wise, you don't want it all full width, for example. No. So you probably want like a sidebar or something, maybe with some information on the show. Keep the actual sort of blog post to only like a fixed width, basically, like 800 pixels or something.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, that's just too long to read as a line.
Yeah, no, this is the problem. I think, because I was speaking to Rick, I was like, so we're going to upload this. He's like, yeah, but this is going to be us in terms of, I think Rick, because I think what James was saying to Rick is creating an identity out of it, create a website, make it look like you're actually running almost a professional podcast where you get directions and like that. So I think that's what the website's going to be, and then I think we're going to have a link maybe to the blog, I'm not too sure, on here, and then it'll take you to the blog separately.
So there's going to be a blog and then a podcast site.
Yeah, I think the blog's going to be about what we spoke about in the podcast.
And they can't go together.
Well, that's what I thought. I thought they were. I'm pretty sure there's some form where you could have a little section of the blog post.
Yeah.
I'm not really too
So
sure.
have a look at other podcast sites, but I think probably you would have one site for a show, for example, and that would be sort of the blog of the show, what you've been talking about, that kind of stuff, what's coming up, or I've got this guest, or we've got this band in next week, whatever.
Yeah.
And then within that would be each week's podcast would also be released. Or it might be that you've got a web site, which is the show, maybe a blog page, and then maybe a podcast page where you can just go and it just has the week, this week, last week, week before, whatever, as SoundClouds within that.
Right.
So I think you need to bring those things together, and there needs to be some consistency between it. But 2 different pages on the same site, I think it's fine. So you could have a site where it's there's a homepage is sort of the blog, which is just what's been happening this week, in which you can talk about the podcast, and you can say, okay, new podcast up, go to the podcast page, this week we did whatever.
Yeah.
But there's also anything else that you've been chatting about. Oh, here's that thing we were talking about, that funny trailer or something. Here it is. There's a YouTube link to it. That can go on the blog. Another page you can click to, on the menu of the site, go through to the actual podcasts, listed out one by one, maybe a little description under each one.
Yeah.
And then maybe there's another page which is like an About Us page, or there's a page for getting funding for it, or people can make contributions. Maybe there's a forum. It's fine to have like a whole site with different sections on it.
Yeah.
But I think it does need to be. I wouldn't have 2 things, otherwise I think that's going to spoil this image of this actually being a proper value.
Yeah, I thought the webs. That's what I thought. I thought the website was going to be more like a kind of a lid on top of the bottle kind of thing, keep everything closed in one. But
so I think you need to talk to Rick and really work out what is that, sketch it out physically and get it in paper. What's this web page going to be? What's the layout? Wireframe it almost so you can see what's going to be on each one, and then that's what you're creating. So is Rick doing that as well? Is he working on that?
Rick's basically exactly like I was. Never done code, but I mean, I thought I'd give it a shot. And I don't think this is the problem. He's more in terms of the sound. He's really that.
But that's fine because you want to have separate roles. You can't both come in and say we both did the blog basically.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to be a really good blog to be so I think if he's doing the sounds, and obviously he needs to speak to James about that and work out what that role is. But if you're saying, well, I'm not so much doing the sound, but I'm taking all that audio in, maybe doing some edits for the podcast, but then also just sort of managing the website, put this website together and managing a blog on it. I think that's the way to play it, basically.
Yeah.
But this doesn't have to be live straight away. Website site. So if you're worried about, maybe this goes against, maybe we're putting stuff in there that we wouldn't normally put in there because we're having to get it marked, or we're having to generate content. We'll put dummy content in or whatever, and it's beginning to sort of detract from the show a bit. And just don't make it live. Just have it as a website that we can view online, but isn't sort of publicly visible.
Right.
So you can always do that if you're worried about sort of maybe the branding doesn't quite match what we're saying in the show. Or something. I would try that out. But really be clear about your roles, and if you're doing sort of managing the website and the podcast, then make sure that that's the role you're playing, and you're sort of sharing that role, because that will come out in the critical documents afterwards.
Yes,
we're basically both doing the same thing. It wasn't even that big in the first place, so that will cause a problem. And then continue, with the design of that. I think it's great you've got it kind of working as a website. Think about how you're going to build it up from there.
Yeah.
And I think getting the visuals in would be important as well. So sorting out the graphics, structuring the page a bit better so it works as like a readable page.
Yeah.
And getting some other pages in there as well. So
that's the thing I was. Me and Rick definitely have to sit down and talk about it. Hopefully he'll be into that. Of course, I should.
Yeah.
But I was kind of like to him. I'll make I was good thinking of doing. I don't know. This is wrong. I don't know what they're called, but you know the websites that just constantly keep going. There's no.
Infinite scroll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to kind of make one of them. And
Well, that works when you've got infinite content. Doesn't
That's
work
the
if you
thing.
don't work with content.
I wanted to split it up so you have almost like a welcome, big logo, kind of to start it all off, and then you scroll down, you'd have like an about section.
Mm.
It wouldn't be constantly infinite, but
Yeah.
you'd
I
scroll
mean,
down.
they're quite a fashion, but I think you've got to choose the appropriate style for what
Yeah.
you're doing. So the sites you go to which have that sort of infinite scroll style, where it's just sort of keep going down and you don't have pages, you just keep scrolling down, tends to be something where you're sort of telling a story, or you want, just getting across quite a limited or set amount of information. That's when it works well.
Mm.
But if it's a bit more functional, your site, so actually I need to go to the blog page because there's a new blog, I just want to go and get the SoundCloud link for that and
Right.
download it. Then let's say you want to be scrolling down a sort of long page,
Yeah.
like every time you visit the site, I've got to see the logo and I've got to see then the introduction
Right.
from these two guys, and then I've got to go through to what's been happening this week, and then if I go down beyond that, I can get to the SoundCloud bit.
Yeah.
That's just going to be irritating because scroll. I've already seen that.
Yeah.
So that works in some circumstances. Maybe if you had an About Us page, it could work like that. You could scroll through, it could tell you little bits of information. You could have images of you both coming in and doing stuff. That could work, and there's sort of a limit to that. But the bits which are a bit more functional, like I want to see the latest thing, I want to get to the latest bit of information, the latest bit of sounds, then probably doesn't really work in that format.
Right.
So I'd have that almost as separate pages that you're clicking through.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at with the. I've been kind of trying to focus on the website because I didn't think I'd enjoy it as much as I have, and I thought it'd be a hair puller.
Yeah.
But I've kind of, I do enjoy it. So I'm just waiting for Rick to kind of give me the logo, give me the design. I was going to do it all, but Rick was like, I'll do that then. You just focus.
We'll work out your role with him, work out
Yeah.
what James is saying as well to Rick, but just make sure that you can very clearly say to us, this was my role. I built the website and I did a bit, I did this element of the audio stuff. I didn't do it all, but I took the 2-hour broadcasts and I put it down to a little 30-second thing, or I cut out clips, that were just short clips that we have on the website, and it's just almost like a Vine or something, just a 30-second clip or something. That people can listen to get sort of a trailer, or maybe I created a trailer for next week's show.
Okay.
There'll always be something that you can pull out that you're doing yourself, but make sure you are giving yourself as much to do as possible, so we can say you didn't just do the web design, you also doing some audio editing. And if Rick's already doing kind of editing the whole show, find what you can do within that.
Yeah.
But do something so you can say I did some of that as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I think that's great. You've got the coding going. This stuff needs to be a bit further on though. You really need to work on this week.
Yeah.
So everything you just want to be getting to a slightly better stage. The video stuff, start getting those really sorted. This stuff, start getting it, into a bit of a shape where you can look at it. Oh, that looks nice. It's good. It's a good site. Not just this is a basic site, but I've got it working.
Yeah.
It's good that you've done that. I'm not doing that down at all, but just start polishing it a bit more.
Yeah.
Putting more stuff in there so we can really see the amount of work you've been doing.
Yeah, 100%. So
Cool.
that's kind of what we're up to.
Okay. Well,
So yeah,
keep on at it
more work.
and keep producing stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I will.
Good stuff.
Wow. Thank you.
All right. See you later.
Have a good day.
And you.